What the fuck? Ugh! Oh, what the fuck is that? Ugh! Oh! The power of Christ compels you! Oh! Oh! Ugh. Oh, that's disgusting! Oh! Ew! Oh, that's disgusting! Shit all on the oh! Oh, that's so... Oh, that's so gross! Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, that's disgusting. Who'd shit on my table like that? Oh, that's so disgusting. Ugh. Ugh. Oh. Gross. Oh. Ugh. Okay. I think we're good. Alright. We're good. We're good. Alright. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the draft reveal video for the Vikings Suck Fantasy Football League. This year, just like every other year, I have all the names in the hat, or the cheese head. Now we'll pick them out, and then we will find out our draft order. Sorry about the whole start there. I wasn't expecting shit to be on my table. We're doing things just a little bit differently this year. Usually Matt is the commissioner this year. I took over for him, although he will still be probably helping me a lot in running this thing. I've never run it before. This year, because the theme is kind of the Vikings suck, I'm going to do a little bit of learning with you. So here I have a little bit of a script, and we're going to learn some facts about the Minnesota Vikings while we're also doing our picks. So we're going to do our pick, and then we're going to have a fact, or in this case, a failure of the most disgusting, evil franchise in the NFL, the Minnesota Vikings. So, couple of things. Everybody, we went back to 8 people this year. 7 people are returning, so I want to thank everybody who is returning. Welcome back. We do have one new addition. My brother, Cameron, is going to be our new member this year, so I'd like to welcome him to our league, and everybody else is returning. I want to also congratulate John again. He is now three-peated, so our main goal this year is to beat John. I think we can all get on terms with that, right? Are we all on the same line? Say it with me. This year we will beat John. Okay, one more time. This year we will beat John. Okay? Okay. So, we'll start with the a failure and then a pick. Of course, all of the names in here are all folded. Of course, no shenanigans. Can't see any of them here or any names or anything like that. So let's start with a failure for the Minnesota Vikings. First thing, this here is a Super Bowl ring. You get this when you win the Super Bowl, which is something the Vikings have not done. In fact, our first failure for the Vikings is they are 0-4 in the Super Bowl. 0-4. They've been to 4, and they lost every time. Fran Tarkenton never got a ring. What a shame. How could you treat a Hall of Fame quarterback like that and never get him a ring? Disgusting. Bums. So, with the 8th pick in this year's draft, the 8th overall pick will go to Cameron, my brother. So he will have pick number 8. The next failure of the Minnesota Vikings is that the Green Bay Packers own the all-time record over the Minnesota Vikings. 65, 59, and 3. You're still below us in another thing. Bums. With the 7th pick in our draft, the 7th pick will go to Kyle, the Minnesota Viking fan. Kyle, you're going to learn a lot about your team today, bud. Again, this is a Super Bowl ring. You don't know what that is, but that's what it is. Get it when you win the Super Bowl. So Kyle has pick number 7. The next failure of the Minnesota Vikings is in 1989. They sent a total of 8 draft picks. 3 of those were first rounders, and 5 players to the Dallas Cowboys for Herschel Walker, because all the Vikings needed was a running back. So they got Herschel Walker. You know what Herschel Walker did in his 3 seasons as a Minnesota Viking? He only ran for 2,200 yards. That's it. That's it. He didn't do anything. And you know what the Dallas Cowboys did with those draft picks? They used them to get players like David Woodson and Emmitt Smith and other players who would go on to help the Dallas Cowboys in the 90s win 3 Super Bowls. So we can blame the Minnesota Vikings for the 90s Cowboys dynasty. Way to go, you bums. With the 6th pick in our draft, the 6th pick will go to me. I will have the 6th pick. The next failure for the Minnesota Vikings. In the 2000 season, Dante Culpepper was at a peak. He led the league in touchdown passes. Chris Carter, Randy Moss, at their peak, destroying defenses in an offensive powerhouse. That also included Robert Smith, who ran for, at that point, I believe it was his career high of 1,500 yards. Do you know what this offensive powerhouse of the Minnesota Vikings did with that? Well, as you could probably guess, nothing. They got to the NFC Championship, where they did travel to the Meadowlands to play the Giants. And they were favored to beat the Giants. They lost 41-0. 41-0 in the NFC Championship game, in a game they were favored. You bums. With the 5th pick in our draft, the 5th pick will go to Emily. Emily has the 5th pick. All right. The next failure for our evil friends across the border is in the 2005 season was rocked by the dirty love boat scandal that involved Dante Culpepper and a couple other players. You know what these guys did? They went and they got a couple houseboats. They rented some houseboats. And then proceeded to bring about 90 or so people onto the boat. And then proceeded to do, well, dirty sexual things in front of boat crew and staff. That's disgusting. That's truly evil. Just gross. Bums. With the next pick number 4. Pick number 4 will go to Matt. Matt will have the 4th pick. The next failure for our friends, the purple incarnation of Satan. I should really only need to say this one name, and you'll understand it. Gary Anderson. In the 1998 NFC Championship game in Minnesota against the Atlanta Falcons, again, another powerhouse team, offensive powerhouse, Gary Anderson missed a field goal. At that point, he hadn't missed all season, and he missed. Guess what? The Falcons went on to win that game and knocked the Vikings out of the playoffs. So all you needed to do was hit the field goal, and you choked. Bums. With the third pick in our draft, the third pick will go to Jason. Jason has the third pick. The next failure will be another missed field goal. Blair Walsh against the Sea Chickens. Outside. It was cold. I remember it was very cold. I remember watching this game. And it was a short field goal. A short field goal. Hit it and you move on. And he missed it. He chipped it. You chipped it and let the Sea Chickens move on. Richard Sherman was crying on the field like he did something. I don't know, you might have done something. I don't know. I don't like Richard Sherman. Anyway, the Vikings let the Sea Chickens move on. Because they missed another field goal. Another choke. With the second pick in our draft. The second pick will go to Uncle John, the 3-time reigning champion. Uncle John with the second pick. Really letting him get the second pick? Damn it. Okay. The next failure for our Viking friends. It has been confirmed on December 12th of 2010, God Almighty tried to stop the evil purple incarnation of Satan from continuing their franchise and their reign of evil, breaking the hearts of children in Minnesota for decades. And he destroyed the Metrodome with snow. Collapsed the whole roof. They couldn't play there anymore for some time or whatever. So that game that they were supposed to play got moved to Detroit, right? Against the Giants. Another fun thing, the Giants ended up winning that game 21-3. What bums, man. You lose your stadium, and then with all that energy to just rekindle it and take back your fans and make them happy, some sort of invigoration, and you failed. Like you always do, you freaking bums. With the number 1 pick in this year's draft, we'll go to Stephanie. Congratulations, Stephanie, on getting the number 1 pick. I believe again. I think you had it first last year or 2 years ago. Either way, I think you picked Patrick Mahomes with the first pick, but if I remember correctly, I don't know, whatever. So congratulations, Stephanie, on the first pick. So it'll be my brother with the 8th pick, Kyle is 7, I'm 6, Emily is 5, Matt's 4, Jason is 3, our fearless leader and 3-time champion, Uncle John is 2, and then Steph will be number 1. So, that is where we are at with the draft. The draft lineup. So the draft will be on August 24th. We're doing it at Shadows again. I think we're going to do a Dish to Pass. I would like to do that. Let me know what you guys think. I would like to do that. Uncle John and I were talking about this weekend. I thought it went really, really well. Last time it was a lot of fun. So that'll be the draft will be August 24th at 2 p.m. at Shadows. I can't wait to see everybody. It's going to be a blast. We're going to have a good time this year again, courtesy of Uncle John. He got this draft kit, which has the board, all the stickers, just like we had last year. And we'll do it in person. We'll put all the stickers, and then I'll put in the draft, the players after the fact, just like last year. Also, something new that we're doing this year, we are going to do divisions. So there'll be 2 divisions of 4. We haven't, I don't know if I've ever been in a league that had divisions. I think maybe 1. It worked out really well. Matt and I are going to go over how to set that up next weekend. And we'll try to pick we'll probably randomize the division or trying to think of a way to do it as fairly as possible. Whatever gets John in last place. I want to leave you guys with just one more failure of the Minnesota Vikings, and it has been since 1962, just a franchise of complete failure. No Super Bowls, no trophies to speak of, no happy fans anywhere. They get good players and they just waste their careers. And the last thing that I'll say about the Minnesota Vikings, the last failure of the Minnesota Vikings, is their stadium, the U.S. Bank Stadium. I looked this up. This is an actual fact. And I've talked about this before. The U.S. Bank Stadium, that is the home, and it holds the most evil franchise in NFL history. The stadium itself is responsible for 111 deaths of beautiful Minnesota birds. It kills, the franchise of evil kills 111 birds a year. Kyle, can you really be a fan of a franchise that kills birds? Birds are beautiful. They really are. Freaking bums. But anyway, thanks for watching. And again, draft order's set. I'll post the video. I'll post up the list. Draft is August 24th, 2 p.m. at Shadows. So that is all we got. Can't wait to see you guys. Can't wait for football season to finally be back. Get this dang thing on. So good luck, everybody. Let's have some fun. Go Pack Go.